famous gays and lesbians, alleged and otherwise. I'm your host, Thomas Connolly. I happen to be a gay actor, and I live in the gayest city of them all, West Hollywood, California. Now, today's episode deals with famous gay men who married women. Now, we have to remember that times are a-changing, and not that long ago, there was a lot of pressure to play the heterosexual game. It was all based on fear. Most managers were afraid to have their high-powered clients come out as gay, saying that they would lose their popularity and public appeal. Such was the case with the low-key, subdued, understated Elton John. Who would ever think that he was gay? Yes, this is the same Elton John. Oh, I love this look. That married a woman. He married Renata Blauel on February 14th, 1984, in a very extravagant wedding ceremony in New South Wales, Australia. Yes, on the day of love, Valentine's Day. Right away, everything was a disaster. On their honeymoon night, Renata Blauel attempted suicide when Elton John told her that he wanted to end their union. Oh, Elton, what kind of honeymoon gift was that? This is exactly why we have to live an authentic life, whether your parents' upbringing or religion approves or not. Because when we drag other people into our fraudulent decisions, it winds up torturing them as well. Luckily, Renata Blauel survived, and they amicably divorced some 4 years later. Elton John tactfully said, "She was the classiest woman I've ever met, but it wasn't meant to be. I was living a lie." Okay, you ready? This is the Elton John Sexuality timeline. He came out as a bisexual in 1976 in the esteemed Rolling Stone magazine. Elton John married a woman in 1984, divorced her in 1988, and then in 1992, Elton John came bursting out of the closet as a 100% gay man, once again to the Rolling Stone magazine. Elton John said, "I am now quite comfortable about being gay." In 1993, Elton John began dating filmmaker David Furnish, who he married on December 24th, 2014 in the United Kingdom. They have 2 sons, Zachary and Jackson. Now, Elton John does know how to stir the pot of controversy when in 2010, he described Jesus as a super intelligent gay man who understood human problems. I'm not sure how Elton John knew Jesus, but hey, makes sense to me. Naturally, the Catholic League for Religious and Civil Rights had a cardiac over this. Elton John, in stirring the pot of controversy once again, said in response to them, "I think all religion should be banned completely." But how do you really feel, Elton? Okay, next up, we have preeminent members of the alleged gay mafia. These are billionaires that are the quintessential movers and shakers of Hollywood, and some even speculate Wall Street, that support a pro-gay agenda. How revolutionary! They support equal rights for all human beings. Their critics say that they're trying to dismantle the social structure that we've known for centuries, most notably traditional marriage. One of their shining stars is Barry Diller. Over Barry's impressive career, he has been CEO of Paramount Pictures, CEO of 20th Century Fox Motion Pictures, and Silver King Broadcasting, where he single-handedly resurrected the phenomenon of the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Now, interestingly enough, Barry Diller has never officially came out as a gay man, but multiple sources have outed him, such as Liz Smith in the Daily News, Maher Roshan in the New York Magazine, and author James B. Stewart in Disney War. Okay, you want some gossip? Gawker reported that Barry Diller was in a very elite class that spent big bucks on the very best gay prostitutes in Hollywood. However, many people were flummoxed when Barry Diller married the gorgeous fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg in 2001. You might remember her famous wrap dress. People were just wondering, what is up with this marriage? I think Michael Eisner, former CEO of Disney, put it best. He said, the recent wedding of Barry Diller and Diane von Furstenberg epitomizes the media's convoluted approach to covering gay celebrities. Barry has lived most of his adult life as an openly gay man. Now journalists were faced with the news of his wedding were in a quandary, so they offered various explanations, financial and otherwise, for his apparent midlife transformation. But nobody knows except for the man himself, Barry Diller. What we do know is that Barry Diller has been a trailblazer in promoting gay rights through his many theater, movie, and television productions. Speaking of billionaires, next up is David Geffen. Now, in all fairness, David Geffen never married a woman, but he sure came close. He had his share of high-powered female relationships with the likes of Joni Mitchell, Linda Ronstadt, Laura Nyro, who he reportedly asked to marry, but she turned him down. Oh, and the magnificent Cher. David Geffen is quoted as saying that while Cher was breaking up with Sonny, but technically still married to him, David Geffen and Cher fell in love with each other. They even lived together for a while, cohabitated. Now, they only broke up, according to David, because Cher was screwing around behind his back with the bass player from the Average White Band. David Geffen goes on to say that he hadn't figured out that he was a gay man back then, but by 1992, he confidently came out as a gay man. David Geffen also said that as a kid, it wasn't his dream to be an astronaut, an actor, or a sports star. He wanted to be a mega successful Hollywood agent. And you know what? His dream came true. He eventually created Geffen Records and signed the biggest acts of the day, including John Lennon, Olivia Newton-John, Cher, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, Whitesnake, Nirvana, to name a few. David Geffen has a net worth of $10.8 billion, making him one of the richest human beings in the entertainment industry. Like Barry Diller, David Geffen is also credited with promoting gay rights and acceptance through all his professional projects. Well, that's about it for this episode. This is Thomas Connolly for Famous Gays and Lesbians, Alleged and Otherwise. If you like what you see, could you please like and subscribe? That would really help to sustain our show. Until next time, bye-bye.